Welcome in everybody to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is the Wednesday Q&A with me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia, and that dude, the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, hanging out. This show is all about you. Drop in your questions. We'll help you get through all the trades, all the ads, all the drops, all the lineup situations, all of it right here on Fantasy Pros MLB. And I just found out that our boy Nick Kurtz just hit another home run, Welsh. What is that, 6 now? That's
That
unbelievable.
Six in like under 45 at bats. He has six homers. He's hitting over 400, lighting the world on fire. My God, if Soderstrom were to miss some time, Kurtz will be up. But you can hear about all of that.
You said lighting the world on flyer. I was going to let it go, but I'm not. I'm not.
Welshism. Remember, Welshisms sold separately on our new toy line. Welshisms do not come with said Welsh doll.
The toys are so good. I mean, honestly, I would buy one of those, and maybe I would buy a bunch of them and give it away for Christmas presents. They're pretty awesome. But so are all of you. So I see the questions are rolling in. So we're going to get to it. Don't forget, drop your questions or your comments below on this video or anyone and subscribe to the channel, because if you do, you could win yourself this bad boy, a Nico Hoerner autographed jersey signed by Nico Hoerner. That's right. All you have to do, again, drop a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell till it goes ding for notifications so you never miss a bit of content here on the channel. And, of course, we can let you know if you are the big winner of the Nico Hoerner jersey from pristineauction.com. It's a great place to get all of those jerseys.
They're actually right down the street from me. They're like, I'm not down the street. They're like about 25, 30 minutes away from me. They're out here in Phoenix.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. All right. Well, let's get after it here. And let's see. Where do we start? Oh, Lee G is listening at the gym. See, we love this. Lee G never misses a Welshism. We love that. I see
first
Trevor's
one of the day.
Here.
He just said first Welshism of the day. It's completely
that's right.
Locked
and this
in.
is not our first show of the day, so that's really saying something.
Want to remind you guys too, as your questions roll in, if you have to have something top of the, you want us to skip everybody else, you want to make sure we answer it. Super chats are active on here. You put those super chats in, we are going right to them. They are guaranteed answer. But as people keep rolling in, we will get tons of questions. We will not get to all of them. So super chat it if you want to make sure, my friendos.
Okay, let's get to Trevor's question here. Thoughts on Pena in a 12-team league, wondering if he'll turn it around. I'm being patient with Jeremy Pena. Good season last year. Again, it's the 9th of April. We're very early in this thing, so I'm not going to be reactionary for Pena, are you?
Yeah, no, I'm not. This is another one of those big thing I'm trying to pay attention to right now is like, all right, who sucks and who's struggling, but what does a lot of the underlying stuff tell us? It is a beautiful Savant page, top percentiles. He's barreling more than he's ever done. He's hitting the ball harder than he's ever done. He's walking more than he's ever done, and he's striking out less than ever, but the results are not there. Why are they not there? Because he has a 133 BABIP. Some bad luck. A lot of the underlying stuff supports it, so I would like to hold on to Jeremy Pena because I think he'll get going.
All right, let's go to Big Dance. Would you drop Realmuto for Murphy or Alvarez when he comes back, or just hold 10-team roto? Now, this might be unpopular. I was a big fade on Realmuto going into this year. There's a lot of decline in the stat profile last year, and even the year before. You could see the steady decline. He's a catcher in his 30s. This is what happens. Alvarez, I think, is the gamble where the upside is huge. He was having a pretty good spring before the hand issue. He's working his way back right now, so Alvarez, to me, is the upside guy. He's the guy that if everything breaks right, we're talking 25 homers, we're talking, big-time power bat, because that's the guy we saw in the minor leagues. For Murphy, I don't know. Murphy's health has been suspect the last 2 years himself. I don't know if I drop him for Murphy, but Alvarez is tempting. If I could, I would just stash Alvarez on my IL right now and wait it out. I think that's the best case for a Big Dance. What do you think?
I don't think I'm getting off of Realmuto right now. I think Alvarez is the highest upside. Murphy's fun. Murphy gets hurt a lot, and Drake Baldwin is there, but they can throw him at different. I mean, I guess they're not going to DH much with Marcell Ozuna, but all of this is to say, I think I'm going to kind of stick with Realmuto. Like, I don't think dropping Realmuto for an injured Alvarez right now, there's a ton of upside. Maybe if you want to go with a hotter bat, Murphy coming back, you could. But just to say, Realmuto, we already saw a couple stolen bases. He's getting the ball in the air. He's actually got almost 100 XBA higher than he's only hitting 214, but his expected batting average is over 300 very early on. So I think that's good. He's still hitting the ball hard. He's still barreling. Like, there definitely is like a decline in play, but is that decline worth like dropping him for Murphy? I don't really think so. If Alvarez was healthy, I might do that, but I would probably stick with Realmuto just personally.
Soderstrom, by the way, did play today. I know we were talking earlier on leading off, which you can watch on Twitch Live, and of course, watch back here. We were speculating. What's that?
Did he play in the outfield, maybe? Third? Second?
I think he was.
Get him off of first. Give me Nick Kurtz.
I know. Hopefully. We just did a waiver wire video, too, so that's going to be out tomorrow. So be ready for that bad boy. Also, in this Mets game, Edwin Diaz allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and two-thirds of an inning here. And I know he hadn't pitched in a couple of days. They were trying to get him some work. But his fastball is down to 92 to 94. I know it's cold. I know it's windy. I get all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't feel warm and fuzzy about Edwin Diaz as the lockdown guy that he was pre that WBC injury. I just haven't seen that guy again since.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Fastball's down over 2 miles per hour, mile and a half on the slider. Yeah, this looks very Diaz-y, like he was in the zone maybe a little bit with the fastball. He got called strikes. Yeah, I don't know. I do tend to lean on like maybe the cold is having a little bit more of effect, but I understand maybe some worry there. He's not elite. Maybe you want to get off of him. Give me Andres Munoz all day long. If you could get even a pseudo closer plus,
bro,
if you
pick up Jose Alvarado, still available in 40% of leagues. Go pick up that boy.
Then yeah, maybe you can go and trade Diaz for a little tiny baby haul.
Michael Dolan, 14-person league head to head. I have Alvarez in the IL, but IL's getting crowded using Moreno right now. Should I continue to hold Alvarez and drop Moreno later, or drop Alvarez now? I'd rather have Alvarez upside over Moreno.
Should I continue holding Alvarez and drop Moreno? I would continue unless there's an IL issue or there's someone else you want to pick up. Like if there's no problems, don't make any problems. But if you're like, if you had Wyatt Langford and Blake Snell and Ketel Marte and every other damn person that's hurt, if you're stuck, yeah, I would be fine with dumping Alvarez. But if there's no, like issue with your IL, I wouldn't worry about it.
Josh Saltzgaber. That's a great name.
I
remember him in Rookie of the Year.
He's got a picture of a coach. He looks like, it sounds like a coach's name.
He is. Saltzgaber.
Yeah.
Gardenhose. Let's go. Love Wednesdays. Appreciate you guys. We appreciate you, Josh. Questions. Somebody dropped Luis Robert. Oh my God. Is this the guy who was asking earlier leading off to drop?
That guy dropped Luis Robert.
The guy I dropped him and Josh is in that league. We were trying to tell this person, don't drop Luis Robert. So would you drop a Rosarena, Nimmo, Scott, or Xavier Edwards for him? 12-team head-to-head categories. I mean,
at the end of the day, like everybody, but I wouldn't drop a Rosarena. I would drop probably... Oh, that's tough. Scott or Edwards? I guess it depends.
I think Edwards. That lineup is not very encouraging.
Nimmo made the biggest dumbass play today too. That cost them a couple runs, but he's still like better. I don't know, man. Like
I think it's Edwards for me.
I think it might be Edwards too. He's not stealing a ton either, but you got to pick up Robert like now. Like pause the stream, go pick him up, and then come back. Right, let us know what you did live.
Can I get Nico Horner signed jersey by Chris Welsh? Not currently, but we can see if we can get it for you.
Do you want the other one? You know what I do have? I could never probably get rid of is I do have my AFL Prospect 1 custom jersey. And, if I wanted to do $1 billion auction, I could autograph it away. But I do some autograph but you wouldn't want a Nico Horner signed by me. My autograph is better than Nico Horner.
What makes you think they got a Welsh jersey signed by Welsh?
Yeah, or you could get the old Reds pitcher. Chris Welsh. You could have
That's right.
The actual Chris Welsh.
That's a funny story. CBS actually thought that was actually Welsh, and they
not once
on a show once.
Not twice.
Not once, but twice.
3 times.
Oh, three times?
It happened 3 different times, but one time I could tell like, oh, I think they legit thought they were getting the old pitcher, and then everyone came accustomed to it. No, he's like 75 years old. He's like, I'm fatter and younger. Like I would look like the greatest looking 75-year-old on the planet.
He's a sportscaster.
Former Reds pitcher. He's the play-by-play on the Reds. No, not even.
He looks like he was an 80s soap opera star. This guy.
You know what's a fun fact though is he does follow me, so we follow each other because he followed me a couple years ago as a fellow Chris Welsh. So
that's nice. No other Joe. There's actually one other Joe Pisapia. He's a guitar player for the band Guster, but he won't follow me. Yeah. No,
he won't follow you?
He won't follow me.
I mean, you are closer to the lead singer of what the hell is the band that everyone Disturbed than you are this other Joe Pisapia. Don't worry about it.
Brett Anderson, what am I doing with Toglia? You dropping him. That's if Torkelson's out there, if somebody dropped Casas. Look, first base right now, Ben Rice. If Ben Rice is out there, you're dropping Toglia for him, right?
Not even a question about it. Like, Yeah, right now it's very Elly, and I don't mean De La Cruz. I mean like L on my take on Toglia. But
It's
you know, I
early,
will.
but still.
I'll say this. Yeah, he's still hitting the ball crazy hard, but he's not barreling. He's striking out like crazy. If any of the dudes were out there, Soderstrom, Manzardo, Ben Rice, Torkelson, instant drop Toglia for any of those guys.
Gene, good friend of the show. Since the balls are flying in Sacramento, would you sell high on Springs? Also, Joe Barrios had a decent. He loves the Barrios. Gene can't get enough of the Barrios stuff. I don't hate Barrios. Like it's just a fact that for years he was the perfect league average starter. That's it. Some great games, some terrible games, some mid games. He gave you 10 of each. Last year he gave you a little bit better. That's it. I don't know if you could sell high on Springer, but
yeah,
balls are flying out and it's not summer yet, so might be wise.
I don't think there's like a sell high. He's got an over 4 ERA right now, really high whip. But sure, like if he has another one of those like big great strikeout ones, I'd consolidate, frankly.
Would you take Jordan Walker for him?
Yeah, if I wanted some bats. I was going to say this. I would probably rather have Casey Mize rest of season than Jeffrey Springs right now.
Okay, that's fair. I get that. Damon, would you trade Jazz, Bart, and Brandon Donovan for Adley, Torkelson, and Riley Green in a Dynasty categories league? Ooh, Dynasty. See, I feel like the best player in this deal is Jazz Chisholm, so my instinct says no, but I do like the package of the players you're getting in return. Like Torkelson's tough. Like he's had a good first week, but I think we're overreacting a little bit here. Riley Green I like a lot. He is a very close guy in there, and Adley is a catcher. You know, I think Green and Adley are good enough that even if Torkelson does Torkelson, which I think is that a verb? To Torkelson? I think it is.
To torque? Were you torqued?
Well, he's Torkelson quite a bit in the last couple of years.
Adley is the best real life player. Maybe he's not the best fantasy player in that deal. Yeah,
but he's better than Bart by miles, and he's going to have that job forever.
I think you could do this. It's a lot of young talent. If Torque continues to torque, as Joe was saying, then I think that's a good win because Riley Green is a top 75 Dynasty.
I'm using it as a negative. Torque is a negative.
Oh, like he got torque.
Like when he Torkelsoned himself into a 198.
You got torqued like that.
He Torkelsoned into AAA.
It's a side effect of Kaisertrex. I think I actually might. I don't like to trade the best player in a dynasty, but you're getting 3 young players that I think Adley's a little bit overrated, but you know, he's always going to be like a top 3 or 4 catcher in that. I think that's doable because you didn't really give up any other assets, assuming you were giving away the Jazz side and getting the other. It's a good group. And, you know, Riley Green just hits the ball super hard and he's super sneaky.
I do remember this Chris Welsh. I'm looking here. Debut for the Padres in 1981. Last MLB appearance, 1986 for the Cincinnati Reds. I definitely have a Chris Welsh 1987 tops or 86 tops.
I had a thing. 100%. So I do lots of different streaming. We did it on my Patreon, the inthisleague.com, where I ordered a couple of the Chris Welsh tops cards and I signed one. And we did like a doofy thing or whatever it was. So like someone out there, 1 or 2 people have a signed Chris Welsh. I think I have one left. But then the one that's super stupid is the John Lackey things out there that everybody thinks I look like John Lackey. And unfortunately, someone came up to me one time and thought I was John Lackey. I also have a John Lackey rookie card, which someday I will sign and send out just because it looks like me.
Well, I'm trying to look for it, but everybody knows in my phone, the Welsh isn't John Lackey.
Oh, yeah. I'm never me. It's always like, oh, you look like somebody. I've had like 7 different MLB players I look like. None of them are a compliment.
In my phone, this is his profile picture, which kind of looks like Welsh. I mean, that kind of looks like it, especially if you're wearing the hat. And now my friend says Rico Brogna on the Diamondbacks. So, just saying. Here's a good one from Brett. This is a great question. Should I hold MacKenzie Gore or sell high? What can I get in return? I don't think you can get a lot in return. I think you're in the vein of you drafted MacKenzie Gore outside the top 200 overall. He's pitching well. You hold and you ride the wave. He's more valuable to you probably than somebody else. That's my take on Gore. What's yours?
Yeah, I think you kind of said that. Like I feel like you said that in a negative way, where I think I'm more in the positive. That I agree. I think you will value him more than what the market is putting out on him. I'm pretty encouraged by what we're seeing out of him. I love the slider retake. I think that's kind of retransforming. His fastball is explosive. He's commanding a lot better this year. He's more consistent. But like, what is that going to get you? If that doesn't get you a top like 30 type of pitcher, which again, why would you get a pitcher? You would want like maybe an underperforming closer or a bat that's underperforming. If you could trade, if you could trade MacKenzie Gore and get Marcus Semien, who had been struggling, yes, no doubt. But if it's like, hey, would you trade MacKenzie Gore even for Jake Berger, who I kind of like maybe, I don't know. I think Gore has a legit shot to be a top 35, maybe even 30 SP this year. So I think I'm going to hold on to him right now unless the value gets really high. Not a Godfather offer, but something better.
Good news. Spencer Arrigetti's not going to need surgery. So that's good. So it's a cast for 2.5 weeks and then the ramp up. So
he's just like hitting the hand like during like BP.
During BP, just like out there playing.
Pay attention, dude.
Marco wants on a Yamamoto news. They seem likely to skip his next start. The Dodgers right now, not good. It's not good. And I feel like
they can afford to skip that start.
I did this to the Dodgers because I said nothing can stop the Dodgers except injuries and playoff format. And so far, after I said that last week, it's been nothing but injuries. And we'll see. Tis.
Joey.
Gene again here. Also, someone dropped Yelich in a 12-team roto. I have Robert, Trout, Teoscar, and Gurriel. Well, Gurriel has not hit at all.
Bye, Gurriel.
For Yelich? Yeah,
absolutely.
For Yelich, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have all the injured players, but
yeah, I have a bunch of guys who are hurt every year.
The wire seems to be really open and free, so good on you.
Well, you know what I'm learning here? I should go send out trades for Luis Robert in every league I'm in right now. Because
maybe
clearly there's frustration. I mean, what are we doing here? Do you hold Josh Lowe in a 15-team NFBC no trade? It's from Greg.
Oh man, isn't the timeline pretty deep on that? I don't remember what the time. If the timeline is 2 months, no, I don't think so. And I think it is about 2 months right now, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can see anything. But yeah, no, I don't think I said no.
Yeah, bet on a guy who makes it back to the league first. Bednar to the Pirates or Foley for the Tigers. Need to get ahead of another RP for saves. The thing is, I don't know if either of these guys go back into that role. That's the thing. I think Bednar has the best chance because the guys who have been in his stead have not been overwhelmingly great. That would be my instinct.
I would say the best opportunity is David Bednar. I don't think Foley is like, if he comes up, there's no they've been doing like rotational stuff, and I don't think so. So
hard. Someone dropped Luis Robert in my league too. What is happening? It's the upside down right now.
So hold on. Let's take a look here. I'm going to pull up Savant. Let's just take a look at some of the underlying stuff. We'll just do it live on here. Hitting 116, no homers. He's got 3 stolen bases. Strikeouts are about where they were last year, but he's walking more. Hard hit better. Barrel percentage better than last season. He's getting the ball more than he's ever done before. I'm going to guess we're going to have a lower BABIP. It's 261. That's about 60 points like lower than he usually is. And he's not hitting righties. He's destroying lefties in only 4 at bats, though. But he's hitting 133 against righties. Just to let you know, 233, 252, 266. He does definitely hit better against lefties, but he's not this bad against righties. I just like some of the underlying skills aren't like they're worrisome and stuff, but he's just got loud tools when he gets going. He's going to get traded. He's going to be off of this team. I'm just picking him up. It's way too early to be dropping Luis Robert even in a 10-man league. So yes,
3 steals in 10 games too. So in Roto, it's not like he's giving you nothing.
You just got to get on base. That's his main problem. But I think there's a lot of stuff here that's encouraging.
Yeah. All right. Here's from Lee G, our friend of the show. Should I panic about Willson Contreras? He is a net negative right now. I'm not really panicking, but let's go already. I agree. I think we're just holding steady here, especially if you're playing him a catcher. So, I mean, you're getting that bonus anyway. If you're playing him at first base, then you can Ben Rice or Torkelson or whatever you want to do. But if you're just playing him a catcher, you just wait out because catcher's just not great anyway. Uncle Ted's back. Oh, Uncle Ted. DaShawn Keirsey Jr. was a monster in the minors last year. Why aren't the Twins playing him at all? Welsh. Well,
they've got too many guys. I mean, that is part of the problem. They've got
Byron Buxton sat today. He's hitting a $170 or whatever the hell he's at right now.
Yeah, but like Wallner has stepped up, and Wallner has kind of ended up taking over. I don't think they're in the market to experiment. They're still trying to find at bats for Brooks Lee. So there are plenty of guys that destroy the minors that don't get opportunities unless there's heavy injuries, and there might be with the Twins in the future.
Michael Dolan, how do we feel about Shane Bieber? I feel good. Stash him and hope that he comes back July healthy. That's easy enough there. Jordan's question here. 12-team league, lost 5 players last night. We talked about this, Jordan. What a disaster last night was for injury. Soderstrom, don't worry, he played today. McLean, Merrill, Tatis, and Langford. I know Soderstrom is back now. Do I pick up Conforto or Jacob Wilson? Wilson's the consistent one. He's putting the ball in play. I think it's Wilson.
I'm into Wilson. We talked about him in the waiver wire video that's going to be coming out. He's hitting over 400. Ballpark is good. Give me Jacob Wilson, man.
Rico, Gavin Williams, Jack Leiter, Tyler McGill, Chapman, Estevez. Drop 2. Well, let's see. Can't you just IL Leiter? I guess not.
Well, Leiter's the easy drop here.
I'm not dropping Gavin Williams, so you could drop anything else there.
I don't think
Chapman
I am
and
either.
Estevez are going to get
Tyler
saved.
McGill didn't look awesome today.
Didn't look good against the Marlins.
Just walking. Tyler, because we're talking about Trevor is the closer. Tyler is the Mets pitcher.
Yeah, Tyler
He
is
started
the
the game 8 straight balls against the Marlins. He could not throw a strike. They had to have a mound visit and be like, dude, figure it out.
I think that's actually what they said.
Yeah, they're like, what's your
Dude.
problem? Then he threw a curveball or a slider for a strike, and then he kept throwing some ball. I didn't like what he looked like today.
Lee, Joey, not fancy related, but as a fellow Mets fan, are we done with Brett Beatty experiment? Yeah, I'm done with
today too. I'm done
and
with him.
Ofer with a couple strikeouts again. Look, man, he just seems like a quad A player right now. That sucks, but I think he would do well to go somewhere else, not New York, and just play every day and be left alone. You know, if he's in a package for Sandy Alcantara, I think he would. It would not surprise me at all if Brett Beatty was maybe not an all-star, but a solid everyday major league player. I just think he's a guy who needs to play every day and be left alone. He's trying to play second base. It's not his natural position. He's trying to do everything he can. He seems like a nice kid. He is the quintessential like quad A guy right now who just there's no room at the end for him. He's a round peg in a square hole, and they're trying to force it in, and it's just not working. He's better off going to another organization. And as an organization, I'd be all over him. I'd want a shot at Brett Beatty based on the contact skills he's got. Bet on it, guy. Would you rather have Rengifo or McKinstry in categories? I'd have Rengifo.
Yeah, give me the Luis. I love the position eligibility. He'll kind of continue to roll with the whole season. Nothing's been super awesome, but it looks like he's still transforming, like a little bit more of a contact guy, stealing some bases. So yeah, give me Rengifo.
Yu-Gi-Oh! In 4K, Kyren Paris or Jackson Holliday? It's Jackson Holliday for me, dog. This is not in the same universe. Sorry.
We have a debate on the waiver wire video about Kyren Paris. We feel a little bit different, but it's not enough for me to dump.
A healthy debate.
Yeah, but I'm not going to dump Kyren. I'm not going to dump Jackson Holliday for Kyren Paris right now. Jackson Holliday's strikeouts are lowering, which I like. His XBA is a little supportive of where he's at. Dude needs to start barreling the ball a little bit better. I think he's making decent strides where he's not going to get sent down. He's just struggling against like breaking pitches, and I think season will go on and they'll get a little bit better.
I encourage everybody to watch the waiver video when it comes out because my take is that he is an April illusion. His minor league track record is not good. And basically he's going to get squeezed out of playing time when Neto comes back. And then Welsh's take is he's made adjustments and they're clearly working. And
worked with Aaron Judge's old hitting coach and transformed his swing.
Doesn't make him Aaron Judge though. And also the caliber of play he's been going against, some of the worst pitching in baseball in this first couple games. So it's a really good debate. Watch it and then make your own decision. That's what we want you to do. Big Dance, Bassitt, Bubic, or Mize? I like the Bubala. I'm in Bubala.
The Bubala versus the Mize is super close.
I believe in the Bubala. The Bubala's been around a while. He's knocked around. I think the Bubala's figured it out.
Yeah, I'll go with Bubic right now, but Bubic and Mize is super, super close.
Dropped Edwards and picked up Luis Robert Jr. Let's go. There we go. Josh did it live right here on the show. Yeah, Josh. Let's go. Who do you like
what else
more?
I like live during the show? I like Corbin Carroll homers, who just smashed a homer into the pool as we are doing this live. Corbin Carroll.
Here's one for Maxwell. Who do you like more between Lars Nootbaar and Jake Berger?
Jesus. I mean, I'm going to go with Berger. I'm going to be like, people are pissed about Berger right now. Lars is playing great and, he's overperforming a little bit. I've said it all week. Jake Berger, underlying stuff is kind of in line with who he is. He's got the lowest or second lowest BABIP in all of baseball. That offense is going to get going. I am going to still believe in Jake Berger. So I'm going to take discounts on Jake Berger, and I'm trading for him right now on the dirt cheap.
Super chat from Michael Jansen going right to the top. That's what we do for the super chats. Need a replacement for Hernando Lopez. Top available picks are Hicks, Perez, Parker, and Chase DeLander is still out there. Thanks. Who is the most appealing to you? I think I'd actually roll the dice with Chase here. I got to be honest with you, Welsh, because I'm not a Perez guy. Hicks is a 5-inning pitcher at best. I can't believe I'm recommending
Who
the
is
Rockies guy.
Perez? Who? Martin Perez?
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I was thinking like Yuri. This is tough because I'm not a super big believer in Hicks, but it's a really good friendly ballpark. I think Hicks is your safer play.
One.
Yeah, and Dolander is your upside play. I kind of believe in him a little bit more than most, but I don't know. I don't want to tell you to make you do whatever, but I think Hicks is your safer play, Dolander's upside, and you decide between those two.
All right. Also, if you need help making decisions, might I recommend to you something like My Playbook, a suite of tools just for you and your teams. That's right. Download My Playbook for MLB, sync your leagues for free, and enjoy optimal lineups, finding all the top available players in all your leagues. You get matchup ratings. You get everything at fantasypros.com/MLB My Playbook, or just download the My Playbook MLB app wherever you get your apps, sync your leagues for free, and enjoy the consistency and quality of the greatest tools in the history of the universe. Not only that, you can set all your lineups. When you got Yahoo League, you got CBS League, you got 3 ESPN leagues. I don't care. You could sync all of them and do all your lineups, set all of them in one spot on our app. It's as easy as that. Saves you time, saves you energy. For that alone, it's worth downloading. I'm telling you, use it, and then you'll see all the other amazing tools to manage all your rosters today. So download My Playbook, and if you've got super chats, just like Michael, drop them in the chat. They'll go right to the top of the queue, and we appreciate you supporting the channel here. Let's get to Trevor's question. Pena or Robert? Luis Robert for me.
Luis Robert.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, the Robert hate is
Dude, you know what? Everyone. You and I missed an opportunity on this. I didn't realize that people were willing to give up on Robert this early. We didn't even consider him in the trade video because it's like, yeah, there's this. Like, I think people are pissed about Berger and stuff like that. I didn't know that people would be at the level where they're like, I'm done with Luis Robert after 10 days. Like, that's I didn't realize that.
I'm shocked. Next here, Segrini, another BS from Devin Williams. Stash him or pick up Estevez? No, you hold him.
I like how you said that. Like another BS, another blown save, not the other BS, by the way.
Well, it is a BS.
There is some BS going on with
that price in ADP. It's a big BS from Devin Williams. That's why I called it that intentionally.
Yeah, I firmly want to say this. You can't do anything with Devin Williams. If you want to like bench him for a week to figure out stuff, you cannot cut Williams with the investment that you had. I don't care what the size league. It can be a 4-man league. You got to hold on to the Yankees closer, who's been one of the best closers out there. Yeah, if you want to get another closer in like Estevez, cool. I'm down with doing that actually, but make it at the expense of some streamy type of pitcher or something else.
It was also daytime in Detroit again. So let's give a pass, right? Wasn't it daytime again? I mean, how many of these, yeah, come on. Maxwell, drop Arrighetti for Quinn Matthews in a 16-team keeper league.
Yes.
I think yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a yes for me. I got Quinn Matthews higher in the Dynasty ranks overall. He's getting close. He's a little wonky to start the season, but I think he'll be up soon. The rotation just stinks so bad.
The worst rotation in baseball right now. The worst ERA as a team. Brian, Jung-Hoo Lee or Victor Scotty? 10-team head-to-head Cats. I think Victor Scott can give you more power than Jung-Hoo Lee. Hot take or not?
I think more stolen bases as well. I like that Victor Scott was getting to lead off. I'll go with Victor Scott just because of how stupid those City Connect jerseys look like, and he was the poster child of all the pictures. They just look like silly cartoons, weird color scheme. Like, I'm down for cool new jerseys. My idea, by the way, for the City Connects, I think all teams should do what the White Sox did. The White Sox have this City Connect that looks like the Chicago Bulls. I think every team should do a variant of their basketball or football team. And that should be what the City Connect is. It should be like a mirrored image of it. So I would rather the Giants, instead of being this cartoon BS, blown save, I would rather it look like maybe a 49ers. Let's do like a 49ers type baseball jersey that they wear. That's my idea for them.
My idea is to have it be real about the city, whatever the town is.
What does that mean?
Well, like Cincinnati, if you're the Reds, it's like a whole, it just looks like skyline chili.
There's just a bunch of just diarrhea on all the jerseys. And San Francisco's just a bunch of garbage. San Francisco
is exactly what you think it
is. They just tape wrappers and gunk on everybody. Yep. Okay, cool. 100%. I like this idea. Let's keep going with it. Texas is just people sweaty and cowboy hats.
Just sweaty cowboy hats and pickup trucks or whatever. Like,
what's Philadelphia?
Well, it's a guy in a David Akers jersey eating a cheesesteak and throwing a battery at
yeah, I was about to say batteries have to be involved. These are actually great ideas for these.
I think that's the City Connect we all need. And you know what? Those jerseys would sell like hotcakes in Philadelphia. Okay, people would be knocking over their relatives to get those. Josh, again, someone dropped Sasaki in my league. Is he an immediate pickup as well? Now, immediate is a little different here. Okay, let's talk about this because Sasaki has not been great either, and
better in his last start.
But we had this conversation. I watched Roki Sasaki pitch. I wrote him up in the black book. I felt like he's got a lot of potential. I did not think he was ready for prime time quite yet. We'll see what happens. I'd want to add him to speculate. I think he's an asset. I think even if he has a couple good starts and you don't believe in him, that somebody will believe in him enough to want him on your team. So as an asset in theory, I still like Roki Sasaki more than I do the actual player in 2025.
Yeah. Good theory breakdown there. I'll just say, yes, he's an absolute pickup. You can easily find someone to drop, whether it's he finds himself and he stops crying and he becomes or uses that tier to lube the splitter a little bit more and it gets more devastating, or he's just a pure asset to trade for name value. You got to speculate on Roki Sasaki.
Did you say lube the spitter?
The splitter.
You just lube the splitter. Okay.
Yeah. He's crying. He's just like, oh, and then it's just, boom.
No gestures. I don't think that's going to help you.
No, I was just throwing the splitter.
It's just, yeah. Is it time to drop Matt Shaw? I say no. What say you?
I say no too. These broad questions, especially this early, are going to be, no, it's okay to do the question. But if you have context, is it time to drop Matt Shaw for ... Maybe the question would be a little bit different, but in a vacuum, I'm not really looking to drop him right now.
Would you drop Jackson Jobe for Easton Lucas?
You know what? I knew we were going to get some Easton Lucas stuff in here.
You mentioned him on Leading Off today. If you missed it, go back and watch on the YouTube channel because Welsh was talking about Keirsey. And I remembered, because my steel trap of a brain here, remembered that he sucked last April too. We had a 5.79 ERA last April. And I said, Welsh, maybe we shouldn't panic on Keirsey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm still not panicking. It's just cold. And it's just he looks just a little bit off. Mayor was arguing with me about his last start, and that's fine. But 2 of the 3 have been just like a little ish. Easton Lucas actually is kind of interesting. The fastball, they're not hitting. No one's really getting in on. He's throwing it for strikes, and it's kind of sneaky. Really good command just around the zone. His changeup, it's got a aggressively higher expected batting average, 200 against, but it's got a 339. I think Easton Lucas might be stream worthy right now, especially if you give me like in Toronto against like even an A's team or something like that. I'm a little bit interested in Easton Lucas as a streamer.
I love this.
But I don't know if I would drop Jobe for him. I didn't answer that, by the way.
JDD. I don't think I would drop Jobe for him. Would you drop Williams for Alvarado? Ha, 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 ha. One guy's pitching like Devin Williams. The other guy's not.
Oh, wait. Is this Devin Williams? I was thinking Devin Williams. No, I'm not dropping Devin Williams for anybody.
No, but would it shock you at the end of the year if Alvarado was ahead of him in closer ranks?
No. There's, Ryan Helsley led
JD,
the league
here's the long and short of it. Pick up Alvarado. That's it. Just add him. Find a way.
Cut one of your streamers. Cut a bench bat or something like that. Alvarado definitely is like at the top of the pickups right now.
Here's interesting. Trade Mullins and Flaherty for Batista and Rooker. Yes, I want Brent Rooker. Cedric Mullins is not a 300 hitter. He's proven that 2 years in a row. He's a 230 hitter. This start that he's off to, yes, go get Brent Rooker. Do it.
Yeah, I love getting Brent. Brent Rooker's a nice little buy low right now. He's not mashing and people are getting a little bit worried. I don't think he's in at 290 again, though. But.
Would you drop Luis Robert for Ben Rice? No, I can't do that. No.
Go pick up Ben Rice, though, but not for Robert.
You can pick up Ben Rice, but not for Robert. Come on, man. Yeah, I need an outfielder. Can I drop Toglia and pick up Springer? Yes, 100% yes. 1,000 times yes. Springer's been good until he gets hurt, and he will.
You know what's interesting about Springer, too, is he's slowing his bat down, and it's created really good results. And I wonder if that's just, a little bit longer swing, and you slow it down just to make a little bit more contact. He's barreling. He's just doing things we haven't seen in a little bit. I think it's not going to last. But Tolia's not doing crap right now, so sure. Get production out of Springer. Yeah.
Brett Anderson, I was offered Matt Chapman for my Gore. Now, that's fair. This is fair. Here's my take on this, Brett. If you have an awesome rotation and depth for days and Gore was just an extra piece and you desperately need a third baseman, you need some help there and need some offense, this is a perfectly fine, fair deal. I would take it. If you're stacked at offense and you're just worried about Gore, I wouldn't be. I would keep Gore. That's my take on this deal, Welsh. What's yours?
Yeah, I think it's about the same. Like, I think this is a pretty fair trade. I don't think this is like you're selling high and you're getting like tons of value, but like, hey, if you have a really good rotation, I really like Matt Chapman for the majority of the season. So I'm down to do this. I think it's a very fair trade. And you are selling Gore like a little bit higher. Those two were not drafted in the same general vicinity. So you're getting value if you're acquiring Chapman.
You know what else is a great value? Leading off live every single day on our Twitch. Twitch.tv/FantasyPros. Watch us, the Welsh and Joey P, these two morons talk baseball every single day live. You subscribe to our Twitch today. Use your Amazon Prime account and you get free access to our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat, so you can be involved in the home run call contest. You get free access to that channel. It's just that easy. And when you sub too, you don't have to worry about the stupid ads. So come watch us live, hang out. We got an amazing group. We had over 100 people watching us this morning or this afternoon, depending on what time you were where, talking baseball, having a good time. It's the best show out there. And we love when you can, even if you just, once a week, join us. Great. If you can make it every day, great. Monday through Friday, live, noon Eastern, on the twitch.tv/fantasypros.
And we really are that much of a height difference too. We
Yes,
look like a tag team. We look at definitely like a tag team, like Rey Mysterio and Big Show.
It's more like Shawn Michaels and Diesel, like back in the mid-90s. Like,
yeah, something like that. But the big arms, come for the big arms of the Welsh, and I'm that tall. I look like I'm 7 feet tall. It's amazing. Love that photo.
It is amazing. All right, let's get to, there's a question here I wanted to get. Here we go. Is Kumar Rocker worth holding? Depends on what's out there.
Yeah, I mean, is he worth holding? Like, he's definitely shown some signs in spring that were like really super encouraging. In season, things have just not translated because he's doing this change. He's always been a slider guy. Like, that's his bread and butter. I remember he was my very first interview on my show, Prospect One. Fun fact. Very first player I ever interviewed was Kumar Rocker at Tempe Diablo Stadium. And he was off of high school.
You're just making up things.
Yeah, well, that's what it's called.
Where? Tempe Diablo?
Tempe Diablo Stadium. I'm very mush-mouthed today.
Tempe Diablo Stadium, Kumar Rocker. And I mean, the whole thing just sounds made up.
Yeah, he was like the feature guy. He's always wanted to throw the changeup more, and that mix is really important to him. All of that to say that, like, he is needed to be able to throw strikes on his fastball to set up his slider. But here's the problem. Currently, 44% whiff rate on the slider. That's awesome. It's only 222 against. His sinker, 357 average against. His four-seam fastball, 500 average against. He has a 3.7 whiff rate on his sinker and a 5.9% on his slider. So, ladies and gentlemen, what that is telling you is nobody is missing on that fastball. If he throws it in the zone, it's getting whacked. And that's going to allow people to not try to bite on the slider. So I don't think right now he's super viable until some of this pitch mix stuff gets changed. So that's me.
All right. Here's another question here from the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks from Kelsey Land. Kurtz or Painter in my NA slot? It's Kurtz by a country mile for me. Not even close.
Yeah, Painter's not going to be viable for a couple more months until we get him. Kurtz.
Theoretically.
Kurtz should be a couple more hours if we're being honest, but I don't know when we're going to see him.
I picked him up last week. I snuck him through for a couple bucks. Oh, my home league, which is keeper. I stuck him for $3. Oh, it's so good. So good. All right. What's up with Yainer Diaz? 061 batting average. It'll turn around. That whole offense is a little sluggish right now. I think the Astros are missing, when you take Kyle Tucker and Bregman out of an offense, it's not going to be the same offense. Cam Smith has struggled. I think, Diaz clearly has struggled. Paredes has struggled. So I think you just hold tight with the Astros. If anything, I'm buying Astros, but they are not the unbeatable Astros of old.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a track record that I feel comfortable with. Barreling is kind of in line where you want. He's getting the ball in the air more than ever. Hard hits okay. He's striking out a bit more, but remember what I said about Jake Berger? It's not a 1-for-1. If a guy has a crappy BABIP, it could hold for a while. I think it was Christian Walker a year or two ago had the league's worst BABIP in the first half, and there was a monster in the second half. Huge, easy buy. So it's not all 1-for-1. But Yainer Diaz, an under 100 BABIP right now. That is massive unluck. It's Jake Berger-esque. It's 0.87. So you got some hard hit metrics that are supportive of still being the dude. He's getting massively unlucky. all that to me says like, yeah, if he's out in the wire, I think you can pick him up and hopefully the badness has already been eaten and you can start to get the good side of him. But that offense is still decent, good ballpark to hit in. I'm still a believer in Yainer Diaz, but like, am I cutting Logan O'Hoppe right now for him? I might not.
Trey Alexander, thanks for the super chat. Abreu, Grisham, or Victor Scott for the long run. For the long run, it's Victor Scott for me. I don't believe in this Abreu.
Yeah, you hate Willie Abreu.
I don't hate him. I just don't believe in it. I think he's I think he's an average player. The trick is Rafaela needs to pick it up because otherwise somebody's going to be out of a job sooner than later with Roman Anthony.
Translate that in Joe. Haters ball. No, you don't.
It is
Victor
Rogers.
Scott.
That's hate. That's real.
Yeah, you do. Victor Scott is the answer for sure with the stolen bases, some power potential, and getting the lead off. I think Willie Abreu is awesome. And whenever he's batting against righties, I think he pushes at like an outfielder 4, maybe even a 3 in fantasy, but he is platoony. And that sometimes maybe he'll be Kerry Carpenter where he's just Boston's version of just the most awesome platoon player, but they have some limitations. Victor Scott, Abreu, and then I don't even remember who the other guy was, but that guy's behind.
So Lee has a suggestion for 30,000 subscribers, which subscribe to the channel, like the stream. If you're watching, you've been watching, we see you. I see how many people are watching right now, and it's a lot of you. Like the stream. It's a very easy thing to do. Just click the little thumb. It's very helpful.
I like this idea.
Also subscribe to the channel. Here's the funny thing. If you want us to dress like the Addams Family, I actually own the Gomez costume because last year my girlfriend and I went to a Halloween party as Gomez and Morticia. I've got the wig and the whole thing. I think you should be Fenster. You should wear the bald cap. I think it's time to break with the tradition. I already have the costume. I got the suit, the whole thing. I think a little different this time.
We're way too early on that. Someone said they wanted us to wear like suits. We could do Dumb and Dumber. There's so many
Dumb and Dumber is the
things.
one I would like to do. The Dumb and Dumber top hats, I think that would be pretty funny.
There's so many potential things. Let's get to like 28,000 and then we'll start talking.
Well, keep subscribing to the channel, everybody.
Let's get there.
Let's make it happen. Trade Gunnar Henderson and Luzardo for Elly De La Cruz. No. Gunnar is better than Elly anyway.
Oh,
overall. Sorry. I know that's a spoiler alert. Elly's more fun.
I don't see why you would give up a Gunnar plus something to get Elly. Luzardo is really looking good.
I think it's the opposite. I think Elly and Luzardo for Gunnar is actually the fair trade.
I'm much more of a believer in Elly than you are. So the Reds
I love Elly. I have Elly in my most important league. I love Elly. I just hate. Trade Toglia or Mountcastle for Kurtz. Sure.
Yeah, you drop Toglia for Kurtz right now. The
trade. Otis wants to know.
Oh, trade Toglia. Yeah, sure. I'd do that too.
Both,
especially if
take them both. Just get Kurtz.
If it's a keeper, who the hell cares? Do whatever you want. If it's a redraft, Tolia's not doing anything for you right now.
Glenn's still around here too. Wild to be a 25K. I remember it was 800. That's right. Those were the days.
I wasn't around for that. I don't know when I think I came around like 11, 12,000, right? That's when I started coming in.
I think so. Maybe.
People forget though. If this show is 5 years old, I have now been a part of this.
No, but it's not 5 years old on YouTube. It's not 5 years old on YouTube.
How old is it?
It's 4 years old on YouTube.
So I've been here for the majority of.
You are the. That's right. You're not the original host, but this is what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
They recast. This happens.
The one thing I want to say about Kurtz though, you have to be prepared that you're going to get screwed and that this could be any of these guys. I think Roman Anthony's another one, could be a Caminero situation where we're like, what the hell's going on? Why aren't they up? But you're doing it to pick up in speculation that they're like, we can't do this anymore. You got to eat at least 2 weeks of it. So just know what you're in for, especially if you're trading a guy like Toglia, but Tolia's not doing anything. So just want to put that out.
Here's a fun one from Shannick. Who is more likely up first, Zebby Matthews or Kurtz? It depends on this Pablo Lopez news. If he goes in the IL, it could be Zebby. I still think it would be Festa first, even though he was dreadful in the spring. But it should be Kurtz. Zebby, if I was a betting man, and I am, I think Zebby might have the faster path right now because Soderstrom's just been great. Like, there's no reason to muck with what's going on there. But to Welsh's point, I mean, it should be hours. He's got 6 home runs already in a week. Well, what are you doing? You're wasting this offense. You got to find a way, because I think the American League is weak. It's weak. I said this a week ago to you too, where I'm looking at the National League as being this juggernaut league of all these great teams. AL it's like the Yankees, the Red Sox are pretty good. The West is figuring it out. The Central is a hot mess. There's a script for the A's to just pound their way offensively into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, something like that. And I look at Kurtz. You try to find reasons like, why would you not come up? He played in the AFL. He's worked through defense. I think his defense is solid. He's striking out like only 20% of the time. He's getting on base. He's hitting homer. He's literally doing everything. So it's just like he should be up today, tomorrow. But I wouldn't be surprised if Zebby is the guy. Yeah, what? I don't know what this. I don't know this reference. You just call me. What did you just call? You call me a Richard? Who is Dick York?
Dick York was. So there was. Was it I Dream of Jeannie? The old TV show.
I remember that show, yeah.
Right. So it was Dick York was the original guy, and then they replaced him with another guy whose name was Dick Sargent. And some people used to forget that. And then my grandfather used to call the guy. He made them one person. He called him Sergeant York.
Not Sergeant Dick. All right.
Well, luckily no.
Boy, wouldn't I be the Sergeant one? Because I was I replaced.
Or maybe Dick Sargent was the first one. Dick York. I don't know. I don't know the order of the Dicks.
And they're saying Bewitched. Did you say
Bewitched.
I Dream of Jeannie?
I Dream of Jeannie.
You said I Dream of Jeannie.
Bewitched. Whatever. Some.
I watched both of those shows. I was an I Love Lucy guy, though, to be honest with you.
I Love Lucy. I love. Hilarious. Still holds up, by the way. You watch that Chocolate Factory sketch. Still freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good. Vita Vita Vegemin. Remember that?
Oh, Vita Vita Vegemin. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you poop at a party?
Vita Vita Vegemin.
Can we have that as a read instead of Kaiser Trex? That'd be hilarious one day. I
just do black and white on your video. Yeah.
All right. Like so our producer Seth has sent in the Dick York. So he was on Bewitched. He played Bertram Cates in the film Inherit the Wind also too. So there you go. Good career for him. Old. He's dead. He died in 92. So he's very dead.
Great reference. Oh, is that what you were saying, Lee?
See, he was the original Darren Stevens in the sitcom character. Why did I say I Dream of Jeannie? I meant to say Bewitched. Bewitched. So he was playing him, and the show was a huge success. And then the crew built York as this guy, blah, 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 while filming the 5th season.
By the way,
I guess he decided he'd had enough. And
not to be too crude, but also you had Dick Van Dyke back there.
A lot of dicks.
A lot of dicks in the 50s and the 40s. Richards, by the way. That's just quite a few. Why did you have to just have that name to be on a TV? Dick Sargent, Dick whatever, and Dick Van Dyke.
Now Dick Van Dyke's still alive. He's 100. Right?
He lives he has like a place in Carefree, Arizona.
He actually lives in the Pristine Auction.
No, it's the Pristine Auction. He lives here. It's actually very close. Pristine Auction is right next to Carefree, Arizona, where Dick Van Dyke is.
Oh, let's get a super chat in here. On DeLander early in the year, drop him for Lucas. We're stupid.
Man.
I love this is our job.
Yeah, I would be. I mean, I think Lucas is kind of like a decent streamer. I think Dolander is streamer to potential hold with the strikeout potential. So sure, I would do that.
All right. AJ Puck, is he solid for holds?
Absolutely. He's going to be solid for saves. He's a fireman. He's big leverage guy, big strikeouts. I think he's probably top. If you consider him a non-closer and you were averaging like the top 5 setup guys, I think he would be right at the top.
UE 2K, better category pickup, Paris or Kyren Falefa? Paris. This is where I'll say Paris.
Yes,
for sure.
Kyren Paris.
Forget Paris. What's the panic meter on Clay Holmes? I don't know. 2? What's the panic? He just had a 10 strikeout performance now. Yeah, who's panicking? I know it was the Marlins, but who cares?
I did not like the start today. I think the panic meter on most
is today. He started yesterday. He had 10 strikeouts.
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking of Tyler
McGill.
Stop
confusing your no-name Mets pitchers, okay?
They're
just
very
because we don't have any stars, and just because we're just a bunch of no-name starting pitchers, we also happen to have the best ERA in baseball, pal.
He was not good to start the game. The first half was bad, and then all of a sudden he just struck out everybody. Clay Holmes. Yeah, Clay Holmes.
Maybe he finally, maybe somebody slapped him around in the clubhouse. Any worry about Santander, the change of venue? No, I think it's the classic. I signed a big contract and I'm pressing, and it'll be fine in 2 months.
Would you guys trade Mookie Betts? Slow starts too, though.
And yeah, good point. Betts and Bregman for Lindor and Devers. What side would you rather be on?
Betts, Bregman, Lindor, Devers. I would take. Ooh, that's really tough, actually. I think you're obligated as the resident Devers hater to say Betts and Bregman, but I think I kind of would too, because I think Bregman is up. Betts is the best singular player, but man, Lindor's right there. I don't know. This is a super, super close one. Oh, did Joe freeze?
I froze for a second. I'm back.
Oh, Puppet. Are we going to do Puppet?
No, I'm back. I'm here. Lindor and Devers for me. It's a better combination because these are all stars. So I'd rather have the combination.
I'm shocked about that. I don't know.
I know.
Betts and Bregman, that was tough to say, might be it. Do we have anybody that's like an amazing seamstress that can help make? I need a physical Joe puppet.
Should you just ask a baseball channel if anybody's a seamstress?
There's got to be a seamstress in the family. There's got to be somebody. Please hit me up on Twitter or Instagram or something. I need a actual puppet.
I still want a crocheted Garrett Crochet.
I still want
that.
You want a burger, Jake Burger?
No, I just want the Garrett Crochet, like a crocheted Garrett Crochet.
My friend Dennis Sidler, who Sidgraphs, we
lives
had
right
some
down the
giveaways
street.
on there. Yeah, right. With Dick Van Dyke, he lives.
Dick Van Dyke in Prestige.
He just did 2 signings, and he had Jake Burger and Michael King. And I told him, I'm like, will you go get a Burger King hat and get the Burger King and have them both sign it? Wouldn't that be amazing?
That was amazing. I mean, what a perfect time. All right, BP right to the top because of the super chat. Should I trade Elly De La Cruz for Zebby Matthews and Albie? 16 team, 60. Hold on. Keeper Dynasty League. I have Seager, Mookie, and Simeon India already.
I almost said something that could have got me in trouble. No.
The answer is no, BP. But
Richard Van Dyke.
You're frustrated. No. Yeah. There you go.
Let's
try. Is Gunnar Henderson going to do better, or should I trade him? Ethan, I love how simply he put this. Yes, he started late. He's behind. He didn't have nearly the at-bats. He was working his way back. He'll be fine. Buy Gunnar Henderson everywhere. Veen, Kurtz, or Paris, 12-team Cats. Look, I understand Paris is producing now. Kurtz is the name that I want of these 3 players. That's how I feel about it. But in categories, Paris is the most immediate help, followed by Veen. Kurtz the last because you don't know when Kurtz is arriving. So it really depends on what the makeup of your roster is currently. So Paris is the most immediate help, followed by Veen, followed by Kurtz. But Kurtz is the best asset of the 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like I agree. I think the last thing you said is kind of interesting. If you can afford and to stomach a player just to sit on your bench for a little bit, and Kyren doesn't go into the lineup, Kurtz is the highest upside. But if you have to get production,
-1 for strikeout,
Kyren would be the
guy too.
Yeah, Venus going to strike out. So I don't know. Like I said, Kurtz is number 1, but if you can't wait and you need production, I think Kyren would be the pickup.
Clark Schmidt or Dustin May, who do you prefer in a categories league rest of season?
I would go with, that is actually close. I'll go with Dustin May here, but Clark Schmidt's right there. He's just always hurt.
Hopefully he gets healthy. Should I try to make a move on someone like Riley dealing with Vientos right now? Sure. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Vientos in the deal. Maybe somebody.
I almost picked Austin Riley for my home run call today. So yeah, I love getting Riley right now. Trade Vientos. Get him out of here. Peace out.
Shannick. Here we go. This is a fun one. Shannick, clearly things are going very well for him. Will the White Sox light up Gavin Williams tomorrow and mess up all my ratios?
No.
I hope not. I think this is the get right. We talked about this on leading off too, which is this is your window to buy on Gavin Williams. Actually, I think we talked about this on the trade video. Watch it on the YouTube channel. That's where we talked about it. Because I thought some Gavin Williams, there was an opportunity here with the slow start to trade for him, especially with this White Sox game coming up. Because if he goes 6 innings, strikes out 9 White Sox, gives up 1 earned run, that window is shut forever. It's gone. It's over. So the window is even if he performs poorly, I'm not giving up on him.
I think he needs a starter. I think he needs a couple more than starts to get that crazy preseason buzz. But no, it's a get right game for sure.
All right, let's go to Color Yano. What second baseman do we have over Albie's rest of season? Christian Campbell, Ketel Marte, Marcus Semien. Ketel Marte, yes.
Ooh, Marte, yes.
Campbell's close, but I'm not there yet. Well, people are really panicking on Albie's too.
Tough about Marte right now, just because we don't have a really great timeline. We think it's going to be a month and miss time, but when he comes back, it's clearly Marte. I don't know. I guess I'm just not too reacty. I would stick with my preseason stuff. I got Albies. I got Semien. I think Christian Campbell can be close behind them, but Marte, Albies, Semien, Campbell's my order.
There we go. Kyren Williams or Jacob Wilson, Welsh. Feet to the fire.
I think I actually said this on the video. I think I would go with Kyren right now, just because I think bigger, impactful counting stats. But I do think there's a high probability Jacob Wilson is more of the long-term option. Easier for Kyren to lose his job than it ever will be for Jacob to lose his job. So if that helps your risk tolerance.
All right. Well, that was pretty fun. And also, don't forget, before you leave, like the stream, comment below, and you might win a Nico Horner jersey from our friends at Pristine Auction just down the road from the Welsh's house.
From me.
well, which I'll be at sometime next week. So that'll be fun. How do you win? Drop your comments below, subscribe to the channel, and of course, ring the bell till it goes ding for notifications. Again, this is Nico Horner, signed jersey from pristineauction.com. And also, if you're trying to manage all the chaos of fantasy baseball, let us help make it easier for you. Download my playbook today for MLB, or go to fantasypros.com/MLB my playbook. Sync your leagues for free. Use the tools, set your lineups from one spot, and make life easy for yourself, and winning easy too. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. So we're trying to hit 30,000. Who knows what the new stuff's going to be when we hit that 30,000 mark. I'm all with your ideas. Drop your comments below after the stream for ideas for 30,000.
Yeah, we're still. What we
I
should
like the
do
Dumb and Dumber one. I think that's a good time.
When you're here, here's the idea. We do a live show together from Pristine Auction, and Dick Van Dyke comes and as our guest on the show. That's what we want to do next week.
As long as Dick Van Dyke comes, that's all I care about. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. What? I just wanted him to come over for the stream. What are you talking about? He can bring over his friends, Dick York and Dick Sargent. What a weird stream this was today. 50s and 60s sitcom.